Shush me.
The housekeeper, Alison Jeff.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to another episode of the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Jeff Doss. As soon as we started the show, Alex Damon just left. So we will have him back very soon. Gotta love it. Here we go. Hey,
Jeff.
Go ahead. I just did your intro for you.
Oh my goodness, that's the weirdest start to the show ever.
All right, do it one more time. Come on, man. Do it one more time.
Please tell me, please tell me you at least started us off with the way I typically start us off. Did you do that?
I don't know a word of what you're saying, but all right.
All right. Well, we're started. It's another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Here we are. A little hiccup to the get up, but here we are. Man, I am excited. It is Christmas time. I am in the mode. I brought out all the stops. I brought my sequin jacket. I got my Santa hat. I can't put it all the way on because I don't think it's for an adult head. Yo, thanks, Sam. Got my Christmas tie. I'm ready to rock. That's what I'm saying. All right. Yeah. I wore this jacket a couple weeks ago for the latest wedding that I did.
Nice.
The bride did not appreciate it, but everybody else gave me a high five.
That's awesome.
I hated that couple anyway. That's another story. You know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna end it real quick. I'm gonna say this one thing. You ever just done this? And people anybody in the service industry understands this. This is the most aggravating thing in the world. So I kept giving a heads up, like, oh man, heads up, you're probably gonna get tipped pretty big. And I'm like, I'm gonna do the same job. Why? What's up? They're like, oh, they're billionaires. So I was like, oh man, millionaires coming in. And they're going, no. B with a B. Turns out, they found out really how they got their money. They own a city, like they actually own like a city. And I'm like, come on, and like
What?
a lake. It's insane. They were like, oh no, it's because of this and this and billions. Okay. This is the youngest son's wedding. They bought the biggest packages. Jeff, they did not tip anybody a dime.
Anything.
A dime. Nobody. Wow. Not the service staff, not the caterers, not me.
Yeah.
They didn't, not the bartenders.
Wow.
Not a bartender. Sat by the bar all night. Nothing. Not a dime.
Wow.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
Yeah.
That's ballsy right there. Anyway, yeah. For those of you guys who've been in the service industry, you understand anything like that, or maybe that was you. If you were any of the people who did that, like, I have a disdain for you if you ever did that. So don't ever do that. Anyway,
Right.
We're here. We're ready. We're rocking and rolling.
Yes, we are.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. It's middle of the week, so it's been a great week. I'm excited, and I had a busy weekend, a busy Saturday. Really a busy just week last week with a lot of shows. I'm sure everyone saw my face a lot on here, but we did a pre-show. No, let's see what we call it. We did a commentators show that we did on Tuesday.
Yeah, that was a dope show.
And then we did the pre-show on Saturday, which was really awesome. And I wanted to share a little bit about that.
All the pre-show and everything for the virtual form store.
Yes. So we did the pre-show at 4:30. And Carmichael kind of had a surprise for me and Jackson, so didn't expect a special guest that we were going to have on there. But we had, we talked about the show going, that was going to happen. And when we brought in Mike Welch, which was because two of his guys were in the main event and the co-main event. And it was a great interview. If you haven't checked that out, go to Martial Arts Internet Network, where we are right now, and check that out. That was a great interview with him, and then we brought on Jared, and we had another awesome interview. Really, both of these guys are two of the best forms and weapons coaches right now in the world, and they've done a lot of different things. And they produce a lot of great talent, and I've known them for years, and all of us have. And it was great to pull some answers and just some ideas and things out from them. And then at the end, we had George Chung that surprised us, and so it was really cool to see him at the end. And
that was dope. That was dope.
And so it was good for him, and just to share some things about Grandmaster Ernie Reyes Sr. As he's we just found he's in stage 4 of his cancer. So just to share that, and because Ernie and West Coast were such a big part of forums and demonstrations and and how everything's gotten to this point, it's a great way to talk about him as well as George during to get into the next the first ever virtual forms tour. So you were watching some of it, right?
I was watching it.
Yeah.
I was in an interesting scenario. So I was dealing with the worst customer service people all at the same. I thought it was going to be super easy. I had to go pick something up. My wife says, "Here, I need you to go to the store, pick this up." And I said, when you get those, I'm like, do I got to go in? Because I'm going to be doing something. I got to be. She's like, don't worry about it. I'll have it to where you can do curbside pickup. They'll set up a time and you won't even have to get out of the car. I'm like, perfect.
Oh, all right.
That worked out horrible. I had to go in and they lost the order. Oh, we charged you, but don't worry. We got a different one. You have to pay for it. I'm like, no, I paid for it. No, you gotta do this and do that. Maybe it'll refund. I don't know. I had to do all this stupid crap. I'm like, I just want to buy a bouncy house for my kids. That's all I want.
Right.
Just stop this, right? Can we stop this? Whatever. So I'm doing that. I'm getting a text. Marcel Jones texts me. He's like, yo, sit still. Really, people can see me doing this. I don't know if you guys saw me. You saw me always walking around. It's cool.
You're the only one that had your video on. So everyone else did. Yeah, most everyone else didn't have their video on.
All right. Well, hey, guys.
Yeah.
Carmichael sent me a text. He's like screenshotted it or something like that because I had Zachary, my son.
Yeah.
I had him up because I got home. I had to hurry up and eat. Then we had to go. The family, we were going to go see this Christmas lights display. So we see the Christmas lights display. Whole time I'm watching the show. All right.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So we were doing that, and then we got back, and so there was some of it I did not see.
Right.
But I don't know. Do you want my take on it from what I was able to see? Obviously, you saw everything.
Yeah, I did, and I'll give you several different takes from the back end where it was. I really just tell like my story and the difficulties of doing it and commentating and that whole experience and how it's a lot different. But you go ahead as a fan, and then I'll kind of get to the. I mean,
there's little things that I have. I have little things on everybody, but that's going to take it, forever. So I won't do that. Well, here's for an overview of the whole thing. Number one, as a production, is fantastic. It's a great thing to do. This should continue forever. Okay.
Right.
And that it's set. Like, all right, we're gonna watch, these people, because kind of like, the fighting, like we want to see years and years ago, we wanted to see Johnny versus Raymond. We wanted to see that. You wanted to see, Trevor Nash versus Jason Burrell. You wanted to see those things, but it doesn't mean that Damon Gilbert wouldn't have beat everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a little different, but with forms, it's like, sometimes it's like, yeah, someone could have their day, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
This is who we actually want to watch, though. Right. The fight can go completely different, but the form is a little different. Like, I want to watch that form, and you got to see those exact forms. And too often, lately, in the past number of years, we don't see all the the top competitors
against each other
one tournament at the same time. So when
we see one, there's no one to push them, right?
Right.
And
this
so we
was
got
different.
That. Yeah.
It was like we weren't even going to have the event unless we could do that, right? So we had that.
Right.
But the biggest take from the whole thing is, I feel they all got to be in the same building. Number one, they got to be in the same building. I just feel like
Right.
that's what they got to do.
Yeah.
Number two, because the connection was off on some of them. Like I remember
Yeah.
watching, like from the start,
Ben Jones.
Ben
Yeah.
Jones was the first one to go, right?
Yeah.
He's the
And it
very
was-
first
it was
person. And the
really
moment he
bad.
started, I'm like, oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Just exposed to what could go wrong
Right.
immediately,
Yeah.
as it was so choppy. You
Yeah.
missed. So you couldn't accurately judge it. You're like, I don't know what to do, Ben. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
because it was so choppy throughout it. I have no clue whether or not you had a stance, and I'm not going to assume you didn't.
Right.
But it's like, how could I assume you did at the same
Right.
time?
Right.
You know, I couldn't really.
And some of it's on the competitor too, because like his view was kind of where it would cut his legs off some when he got too close. So
Shaquan
that's-
was like that too,
yeah.
though.
Well, Shaquan's was really bad, and
Yeah,
I
his
could-
was
I-
pointing at the ceiling.
and I couldn't hear him at all.
Couldn't.
So so there's ones like that. And even Dawson's was better than Ben's, but it wasn't that great. Esteban had the best connection. Now I think he still did the best forms,
There you
but
go.
but he still, and kind of like what I mentioned, I thought the way his forms were designed gave everyone the best view of what he was doing. You know what I mean? And so I thought that was the cool thing about it. On a couple of things just from our end, it was difficult kind of figuring out who was going to be doing the spotlighting and things like that. It's a lot different too, having a 3-man booth. So when you have a 3-man like announcing crew, usually that third person is just someone, an outsider that kind of like, just kind of doesn't really have a background in it. And so I kind of had to play that role, but I also had some things to say too. So it was a little weird on all of us kind of, going back and forth. And I think after the first round, we kind of figured it out. And the same thing, the judges took a little bit long in the first one, and same thing on the traditional one. And after that, we were smooth. We figured it out on how to make it flow. And I think it was a good, once we got it all figured out in that women's one, I think all of us as a team really had it together, So
Right.
that part was cool. The other thing is weird because CTE talked about this with ProPoint, and you have Alex and Ernest talking while over the intercom, and the judges are hearing what they're saying, right? And it could maybe, go into their score. So I kind of worried about that, about pointing out things at first, that maybe, they bobbled here, they did this or that, because the judges can hear what I'm doing because it was Zoom. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of went back and forth. I caught myself a little bit, and I was like, is this right? Is this wrong? I don't know.
But that's okay, because
yeah.
the same. That's the same with other fighting sports. That's the same with other sports. Like in the NBA, the players can hear what the commentators are saying while they're at the table.
Now they can. They hadn't in the past, though. I mean, with all the fans and stuff, and most of the time they're not really hearing that often. I mean, there may be, but
sometimes you can hear the same. Sometimes boxers can hear the commentators as well.
Still, it's not really affecting the judges that much.
That's where I was going to go next.
Okay, yeah.
So now, if you got the judges, if the judges are affected, that's, you know what though, Jeff? That's just, if they're swayed by that, that's just the same as going,
Correct.
two.
Yeah. Right.
Then we have the wrong judge there, and I don't believe we had wrong judges. I don't believe we did.
I thought they did a good job.
Like who are the judges for the virtual forms tour again?
So Marcel Jones, Derek Megan, Shaheen Jahanbash, Chris Walker did I think the first one.
Yeah, and then he had a boogie.
Manny Brown.
Manny Brown.
Yep, those guys. And I don't know who the other judge was.
I can't see those guys getting. I can't see him being swayed. The only thing I could see is maybe if, like, I don't know, maybe if Derek Megan was, because he's just so much younger and he feels like, if Jeff Doss said that.
No, I don't think so.
Right. I don't either.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say whatever the hell I want to say then.
Right. No, I get that. No, I mean, it's one of those things you got to figure out where we're taking this, right? So Yeah, right. Ben, is we're talking about, and again, we're gonna go to the next thing. This was probably the last one where we're using Zoom. So, if we stick with the
Good call, Ben.
format of like virtually, like a real virtual tour, I'm interested to see how it goes with Uventex TV. It may have to be Zoom. I don't know, but here's the positives and negatives of it, right? So the positives are that we can save more money and put more money into production and prize money for the competitors instead of paying the money for hotels and flying them to places, right? You can also have where it's easier to have someone from Turkey or someone like that without bringing them. Because right now, flying someone like that over here is not going to happen. So there are certain things.
There's just no money in it.
Right. I mean, for that. So, I mean, so that's the biggest thing right now. Now, until
it depends.
I
guess it all
where
depends.
a big sponsor comes in, then yeah,
it all depends on how many eyes are on it. How many eyes can we get on it?
Right.
And it's endless. If you can get, 30,000 eyes on it, then it doesn't matter. Then the ticket don't matter. Pepsi will pay for that crap.
Right. So I mean,
T-Mobile will pay for that. It doesn't matter what it is.
I think doing a pre-show and on the pre-show having a competition would be good. There's things like that we could do. So there's a lot of ideas. Yeah. I'm excited about the growth of it. And if I'm a part of it, that would be great. If not, then that's Jesse's choice. But I think that this could. It was fun. The biggest thing I heard is like, where do we go from here? Because really all the matchups were really high level, right? So who are some of the people that you'd like to see? Like where's this?
Where do we go from here? Yeah.
Go. So like, I feel like adding another person in there against Sammy would be great. I mean, Noelle killed it. She had a great performance. Solange was there, but she shows that she has a long way to go, right?
That's the only thing you can't do with what we did is you can't run it back.
Right.
There's just the intrigue's not there. The only way you could do that is if all of a sudden you saw Noelle do like, I don't know, something ridiculous, like a standing 1440, something like that, where you're like,
right.
She just did what?
Yeah.
She did what? You do like a quadruple cork, and people are like, she did. I can't wait to see if she pulls that out against Sammy now. That's literally the only way you could run it back.
Right. Well, you can run it back, but you'd have to do another one in between. So, like you'd have to have Noelle versus someone else. And that's the hard part with forums, especially at a high level, is those matchups, right? So, for me, I'd love to see some people that maybe haven't or maybe retired over the past 2 years or just said they haven't been competing, but this is a platform for them to train and just do this and not travel everywhere and do, and just do this,
because too often,
the
circuit will take you out.
Right.
The team will wear you out. The constant, travel will take you out. What's Brett saying?
Yeah. So I know there aren't current champions because circuits are closed down, but I've always wanted to see champions from each circuit compete against each other. And yes, I mean, that would be great. And even just if we went from, the WACO champion versus the WKC champion versus the WKU champion, hey, why not? It changes it up a little bit. It's different eyes because all of them are different than maybe what we've seen before. So, I liked it. And like Brent said, you want to see matchups you wouldn't normally see at NASCAR Grands, which admittedly is kind of hard since the same people tend to keep making it. I like to bring some of the guys back like Matt or Kalman. I don't see those guys doing it, but I see people like maybe if you could get a Tim Conkle,
Tyler Weaver.
Maybe
could be possible.
A Cole Presley who just kind of stopped,
right?
Kind of those guys that would do it. I have another one, but I'm going to share about him in a second. So, which we'll go ahead and do our competitors of the week right now. Yeah. But overall, it was a fun time. We had some kinks and things that were working out. But I thought it was good. I thought Carmichael and Jackson and I did a good job together. I thought the competitors killed it. For me, like I mentioned on the show, two of the biggest things for me was watching Ali and to show Shota Khan in a different light, because for so long in American sport karate, we've only seen like Shida-Ryu and Goju-Ryu forms, like Super Impe and those types of forms.
Right.
And we haven't seen someone take Unsu back to where it was, and Goju Shio
Back,
guy,
yeah.
and Sochin, you know what I mean? And him doing Sochin, just, it was cool to me because I knew we were going to see good sidekicks, and his sidekicks were really good. And
because you don't often see that. You don't often
Right.
see great Japanese forms with a great sidekick.
Right. And it's more of a Shotokan thing. So I mean,
Yeah,
that was cool,
yeah.
cool to me. And the dude's just awesome. You know, Esteban did great. Loved his stuff. He
legit
killed it. Sammy, I was impressed with her. Like, she surprised me on certain things. So it was great. And so did Noel. So those were awesome. And then to me, like, Connor coming out in his form and doing a double full, and he had a small bobble, which is reason why I think he got an 8-6 and the others got 8-7, 8-8. But
Yeah.
the key thing is when he asked what was the performance that stood out to you, it was that one, because that's his first move he did, and he went all for it. He bobbled a little bit, but he kept going, and he put on one of the best and most creative forms I've seen in a long time, and that mixed creative forms with extreme, and just did crazy things that are creative and smooth. And because he did that killer of a form, the judges couldn't dock him that much. And so what he did, he kept himself in place, so that way he knew his combo form was going to kill it. So he got the highest score of the night, a 9.1, with his combo form. And that made it to where, you know, he was just untouchable. So to me, that form stood out even more than his combo form, because if he would have nailed it, he would have probably gotten an 8.8 or a 9, you know, like closer to what Shaquan had, you know. So
Right.
and it just shows the mindset of him, you know, of champion. Go all out, but you're not done because you make a small bobble. And that's something that I think all competitors and people that are watching hopefully were inspired from that. It's like, hey, like, just because you mess up in one little spot doesn't mean you're out of it. So,
and this is almost, it's great, but it's almost a little unfair. Like, you got to think about it. Like, he's really a rookie in the adult game, right?
Right. He is.
Just came
This is
up
his first year.
and beat the guys right now, Rashad and Shaquan.
Right. They're all real new though. But
Right.
yeah.
But if he was at the event in the building, all right,
Mhm.
it is possible that the intimidation factor of the aura of either one of them could be intimidating. But
I don't feel that way. I don't
I
feel
understand.
that way.
I
Yeah.
agree with you, but
Yeah.
that's a thing, though. That's a real thing.
It is, but not with these competitors. All of these competitors are going after saying they're trying to get to that level. They're, you know, if you threw in like a Reed Presley or even a Cole, yeah, I see that maybe happening. You know, a John Paul Mitchell, someone. But you know, these three compete against each other at Battle of Atlanta for the Grands and in division. You know, so this isn't like a new thing. They've been competing against each other. So I don't feel that way with it. I would love to have it together. That would be great. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll get that way. So
Overall take on it was great, though.
yeah, it was great. It was fun. It was a long day for me. Just a little stressful trying to make sure everything was right, because you know you're doing this, and then you get texts from the crew telling you to switch some things, and then you got other people texting you, hey, I'm still seeing, you know, you instead of competitors, and you don't ever want that to happen. So
Oh, I never saw that.
yeah, so I didn't either on my end, but there was a few people that had that issue. So you know, there's just things like that, and we'll just keep growing.
It just means the demand is there. People want it. All right, there's a good thing going.
Yeah, and so, you know, looking forward to the next one. But I'll go ahead with my competitor of the week, because it kind of goes along with someone that I think would be great in this. And my competitor of the week is Jacob Ellis. And so Jacob Ellis has been away from the sport for maybe 2 years now. He just had a new baby. So congratulations to him.
Congratulations,
two
new papa.
months. two months ago. And Jacob, man, he brought that fire and that energy when he did forms. And his hands were some of the fastest hand combos I've ever seen. And he would add in his pop and locking and his breakdancing kind of stuff into it. And he also, like he was a good tricker, but he didn't get the height that others would, right? But he was so creative. He would bring back things that you wouldn't see, like the 2-kick 720 into a big combo that people really never did after Valera did it. No one really took that to the next level, So I always enjoyed his forms. There were certain things that, he kept getting better at. And so someone like that, I would love to see in this platform. I feel like he could still do this, even though I know he's working on his stunts and different things like that. He's from California.
Oh, is he in the stunt game?
He's working on that. Yeah, he's working on that. He's part of Team AKA. I know that he's probably done some side swipe stuff. So he's big into everything there. So yeah, Jacob Ellis, amazing competitor. Always love competing against him. And if you guys haven't looked him up, look up Jacob Ellis on karate on YouTube, and you'll love seeing some of his form. His choreography was really cool. It was like he took that Kim Do choreography up to the next level. So
that, and then you know what? I agree with you, and that is saying something. Like when you say it out loud, when you say that statement out loud, you realize, man, that's saying something. Right. Because forever, Kim Do, he was always like, oh man, this dude's a tricker, but he never had the absolute best trick. Right? He wasn't the fastest. Right. He often wasn't the strongest, but you always wanted to see his form. Right. You always wanted to watch it. And a lot of times he'd win. And you're like, damn, man, I never even thought to do stuff like this. Right. That was Kim Do. Yep. Jacob Ellis took that to another level. My goodness. My goodness. Right.
All right. Let's go.
My competitor of the week is Laszlo Gombos. And I think is it pronounced Gumby? Gumbo? Anyway, Laszlo.
Yeah.
Laszlo is from Budapest, Hungary. He is a member of Team Corrali and most recently Team Paul Mitchell. Yep. So he's been around for in fighting in America for the last, it's been a decade. It's been
at least
it's been that long. Okay. Yeah. So the thing about Laszlo is you can hate this guy and love this guy at the same time. And I think he is the most talented. I think he's the best fighter on Team Corrali. I think he's the absolute. I think he is the fastest, and that's including everybody. And he clearly has. I don't think he's a better kicker than Zolt. I just think he's so much different that he actually, if you ever got a chance to watch him fight, which is almost never, right? But there's like a rare couple of them that I did see. His style gives Zolt a really tough time. I know that because Zolt's a high chamber, very, very well positioned right leg kick attack, straight side kick, where Laszlo can actually do a lot more different types of kicks, right? Yeah. And he does them. He's super explosive, right?
Yeah, he's one of the faster competitors
ever.
Like I've seen. I mean, amazing.
There's few people that have just gone pow that have just gotten me, or I'm like, I had no chance. I have no chance to defend that, none whatsoever. Right. All right. Early on, when Ray and I fought each other in 1999 and 2000, he was just that fast, and I was like, I had no chance to even set up to defend. Right. It was him. There was Laszlo, and I never got a chance to fight. I never fought Robbie Lavoie. Because anytime we would have fought, it would have been in a team matchup. And usually there was somebody else that I had a favorable matchup. But to be honest with you, that's the matchup. Our team, if we were ever fighting the All-Stars, or if it was straight up, if we were ever fighting the All-Stars, that's the matchup. Me and Robbie that we wanted to avoid. Straight up. Yeah. No pun intended. Because he would have that, and I'm going to include him in there. He would have that same type of just blinding speed where I would end up getting caught flat foot. So if you're ever fighting Laszlo and you're flat foot, just might as well just punch yourself because there's no way you're getting out of it.
Correct.
Those are the pros. All right. Laszlo
Uh-oh.
does have a personality in the ring that makes you want to drag him out of the tournament and just pound the crap out of him. All right. He does. He's got that. All right. And I don't know. I don't know if he's that tough. I don't know if he's about that life. If it ever got out of the ring, if he would swing back. I have no idea. I don't think he does. But as far as the talent goes inside the ring, I don't think there's anybody better than him of all Team Corrali. I think he's that good. So
Right.
He's done a lot. He's won a lot. He's beaten even the top guys. He beat Raymond Daniels for the Austrian Classic. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's that was one of his better tournaments, was Austrian Classics. I've talked to him about that. He's been in the finals several times. I think he's won twice maybe, but yeah.
He's been robbed of a couple opportunities to go to the Final Four in the French Open because they had this. I don't agree with it, but that's their thing.
Yeah.
He made it to the Final Four at the same time. Zolt made it to the Final Four, and they just had this seniority thing where if you're ever matched up against, one person is just in agreement. They bow out. The other person goes. That would piss me off.
Brett asks, but does that frustration he gives others help him?
Yeah, probably. Brett, you're probably right. It probably does, because there's times where you'll be aggravated with him, and it doesn't really affect his game. You know?
Right.
The only way you really affect his game is if you literally bust him up, which is it's happened. You know.
Yeah.
But he's that dang fast that it just doesn't really worry about it. I don't think I've ever seen somebody that tall that fast. The only time I've seen anybody that tall that fast was Raymond Daniels. All right, that's it. But he's got a different kind of speed than him. He's got a different kind of speed.
Yeah, it's completely different. It's hard to describe because he moves just in a whole different way. It's not as smooth, but it's just fast.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So, all right. So I asked.
That's my competitor of the week.
Awesome. So, congratulations, Jacob Ellis, Laszlo Gomez. Those are our competitors of the week. All right, so we got pull up some questions that we had people post that they wanted us either topics or questions for us to talk about, and we'll just do some quick little things about them tonight, and then we'll go into our next thing. All right, So Richard Osborne asks, who are coming back with live events in 2021? Can Sport Karate rebound? Will the industry rebound? All right, so as far as people coming out, we talked about this before. ProMac released their schedule. They're going to have their events this year or next year, 2021. I know USA Sport Karate, they just had their banquet over the weekend, and they're ready to start in January. NASCA just put out a thing about their virtual tour and that they're going to do virtual and live. Their first virtual event is like the end of January. So they're not doing a live event in the end of January. So we will see what happens with that. Which is the first event? It's probably looking like May would be the first, as far as what I'm kind of thinking or hearing around. May would be the first NASCA World Tour event. So there's that. So I don't know. As far as will it rebound? Can Sport Karate rebound? Will the industry rebound? I think the industry is rebounding right now. I think it just depends on those who have just not given up, who just said, hey, I'm going to make this work no matter what. So I think the same thing can be said with the Sport Karate tournament. We just have to adjust and change with it. The next question kind of goes with that. Will tournaments have 400 to 500 competitors again? I think that goes with the same thing.
Few tournaments might.
I think we can, but it won't be the same way that we're used to seeing 400 to 500. We're never going to see 400 to 500 at the same time, unless you have a humongous place. Yeah, you're going to have 500 competitors in your tournament, but only 100 in the event at the same time, maybe, or 200 or something like that. You know what I mean? I think that we will see that. Right now, I'm telling you, the time to go back to the hotel ballroom thing is now, because hotels need business, So
They
they're
are going to
willing.
help you
They're
as much as
yeah.
possible now.
And if they don't, then tell them, all
They're
right,
gonna
I'm
they're
going to
gonna
go
die.
somewhere else. Yeah, they're going to die. So, and don't be worried that, oh, it's not as big as I usually have it. Because guess what? Your tournament's probably not going to be as big as what you usually have. You know, I'm looking right now at bringing back the Grand Slam Open, and I'm looking at a hotel. And it's nowhere even close to what I usually have size-wise. But I have to change the way I do it. And, you know, we're going to have to change the model, you know, again.
Well, if there was ever a time for everybody to get together collectively as a sport, it is now.
Yep.
So what I mean by that is I mean not just like, all right, everybody get out and support, go to those events, because there's not, number one, there's not going to be that many. Okay.
Right.
So the ones that are out, if you are a competitor, what the heck would you say you're doing if you're not competing? Oh, then I guess
Correct.
you're not really a competitor, then, are you?
Right.
Which is okay. All right.
Yeah.
But whatever. All right. So, but really, promoters need to work with each other, and they need to really understand that this is about the people. This is really about the competitor,
Yeah.
the customer, right? Because without them, if you just keep running crappy tournaments, there are going to be no more customers.
Correct.
There will be none. And your tournament will just eventually fizzle out. Now,
Yep.
that actually may appeal to some of them. Maybe they've been losing money before. And they're
Right.
like, you
They're
know
just,
what?
all right, it's time.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to mess with this anymore. I'm in my 60s, 70s, whatever I'm at, you know, and I just want to be done with this. So I'm not going to do this anymore. All right. That's the reality as well. But what really should happen is there might be people in areas where there's absolutely no way they're going to be allowed to do something. Let's say,
Correct.
I mean, I don't know. Okay. Let's say California. All right.
Yeah.
Let's say there's just no way
Right.
anybody's going to allow me to do that. Okay. So you might have to move your tournament somewhere else. You
Right.
might have to.
Yeah.
You know?
If it's what you
So
want to
if
do.
it was, let's say it was the Compete Nationals. Sorry, Jeff. All right. Let's say it was the Compete Nationals, and Muhammad says, all right, I can't do it in California. Absolutely cannot happen. But I can do it in Arizona.
Right. Well,
Maybe that's what you
not
do.
Happen to.
It's an example. Right?
Yeah. I'm just saying, they're even worse
So-
right now.
Yeah. Hey, it's not going to Portland, right? So, but you may have to. And right now, the states that we know that are definitely open, that are good with sport martial arts, is Florida and is Georgia. What's Ben saying to us now?
Now is definitely the time to evolve and try new things and change the format up. Definitely. Same what we've
100%, Ben.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think USA Sport Karate has a really good thing going. Jeremy was on. He was talking to us about that on the shifts with people coming in. They can only have a certain amount of people in at one time. And then you shift and you have the next shift come in. I think
Right.
I think that'll
great.
be just going on indefinitely.
And the thing is, there's going to be every event's going to come up with a new idea that's going to, hey, maybe let's try this because this is something a little different. I mean, because I think the only thing that, as far as time wise and competitor wise, that's great having the shifts. I think the building the spectators and the families that want to come and just watch it, watch it all. That part is a little different, but I know that everybody's going to find a way to make it work, and find an answer for that. So, as far as the industry on that, I think so. My girlfriend and I were talking, and she was kind of like, this year's been really hard. It's been really hard on, the business and how everything's done. It's been hard on us, figuring out how to, do all this and everything. And she's like, but it's been good for you to have to figure it out, and just work your butt off and focus on taking the school to the next level, even during these tough times. And, you've done it. So I think all of us in this industry need to look at that, and say, hey, we're doing this, and, learn from this year, tough it out, survive, keep going, and let's go, So I think everyone hopefully out of this year has grown and has gotten better. Kind of like what we talked about in the beginning of this whole pandemic. You know, if you're not learning something, you haven't tried something new from this, you know, you're just hurting yourself. You're just making excuses, then you're not going to grow. So,
You know, and you really have to think about this as well. You know, this is kind of a scenario of hang on and survive.
right.
Survive. Don't quit. You know what's interesting? Because we had him on a couple weeks ago, John Worley, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he went and spoke at the Martial Arts Super Show
Mm-hmm.
a few years back in Las Vegas. And I was like, Mr. Worley, I gotta go. I gotta go. And he goes, why do you want to go? I talk to you every week. I talk to you multiple times a week. Why do you want to go? And I said, you don't understand. Like, you mean that much to me. If I know you're doing something big like that, why would I not want to go?
Right.
Right. And he says,
Exactly.
don't go. You'll be okay. So I'm itching. I'm like, I gotta hear it. What did you say? And he goes, oh, I just his what they wanted him to speak on was career longevity. What we're talking about right now. Longevity,
Right.
stay alive, right? So he goes, all right, I go up there and he goes, I got two things for everybody. Don't quit. Don't die. Any questions? And then they go, yeah, well, what about? And he goes, I did it. Don't quit. Don't die. And he obviously,
he had other things.
chuckle a little bit, and then you get into, but everything kept coming right back around to that.
Right.
And I mean, when we had him on, there was a lot of times where it would have made a ton of sense for him to quit.
Yep. But
You know?
you gotta keep going. I love it, man.
What else? Do we got any other questions
hold
or
on.
topic requests? Let's
next-
get into some of those.
Yes, the next one was by Ben. So he said, will the pay-per-view models like VFT and ProPoint still be viable once the world goes back to normal? Now, we've touched this before, but I think, you know, they definitely will. I think it just depends on how the promoters and how VFT and ProPoint want to work with the promoters. And, you know, and
Maybe they don't.
maybe they don't. I don't know. But there's I feel like they will, because if they keep not,
well, Jesse kind of alluded to that already.
There's not working together, you know. Then you're just gonna keep splitting up. So I feel like there's ways to do it. Jesse has and Josh has. Both of them talked about working together. So I feel like that's gonna happen. I do think that. I think the biggest issue though is spending the money. And then going to tournaments to spend the money, and you know, it always comes back to money, you know. So on what everyone's going to do, so we'll see kind of where that goes, you know.
So yeah, I think getting the call to want to be on that is a big deal. So like Connor Chastain won, but the fact that Connor got the call, like he talked about that, like, oh, I got the call, like, oh man, Connor got the call, and that must say a lot about you, Connor, that you got the call to be on Virtual Forms Tour. You know what I mean?
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, and just now it's like, okay, who's going to be next? What are we going to get next? So there's a lot of issues, you know, and I feel like we're just getting started. I know that first one was really killer, but I feel like there's going to be some high level competition of people there now, and also I feel like we could bring some people back, you know, and some senior competition that maybe we don't get to see. We get some junior females. We get, like you said, like maybe what about some soft style, right? What about some Korean? What about, you know, different types of what about, you know, just there's so much to do. So be really cool. Or maybe like people that were the best in their era for other leagues that never really compete against each other very much. So there's a lot of things like that. And I feel like the same thing can happen in the fight tour. You know, I also think there's a lot of other divisions that they could see in the ProPoint. So, So yeah, I mean, as far as we'll just go ahead. I didn't get to see it obviously because I was working, but and I don't.
I didn't either.
See it. But as far as it kind of fell the way that we thought, right? Jack.
The
winning.
end result was what we thought. However, apparently there was this Romani and Jason fight.
Right. Well, and a lot of us kind of thought that was going to be close, you know, that Romani
I did think that would be close.
Who had a shot to get in there.
I still picked
I
Jason.
said Zayn, but Romani beat Zayn. And from what I heard was that, you know, Zayn's leg just looked heavy, you know. And Romani's just on his way up, man. They are, like what
Yeah.
CTE said, they have an awesome stable of fighters right now, and they're all on the rise, and they're all working together and growing. So we're gonna get to see
Yeah.
Jack versus Bailey. So that's gonna be great.
Had Zayn beaten Romani, I cannot envision a way where Jason doesn't make that a
What?
deciding victory over Zayn. I just could. I
Okay.
just can't
Yeah,
see
right,
Zayn
right,
getting close on him. I just can't.
right.
You know, doesn't mean he wouldn't. You know,
Yeah.
I've been wrong before. You know,
Yeah.
and often. So, but I think the biggest things that we got to talk about with that. Hey, what up,
Yeah.
Drew?
Drew's talking about woohoo
Yeah,
seniors.
because we were talking about the seniors. Yeah.
Um,
I
Go
think
ahead.
the biggest thing is not having the scores up,
Yeah.
because look at what we call. We call, oh yeah, it's gonna be Jack, it's gonna be Jason. Those are the two biggest names.
right. And then
Well,
it just
without any,
happens.
and then
There's
it
no
looked
story.
like, oh wait, there was just a spot. It looked like it could go either way.
Yeah.
Actually, it looked like this guy might have beat Jason.
Right. Right.
And then there's really no accountability for the scores. Like here,
Right.
this is how we're scoring, but it kind of looks. It has the impression that someone could just sit back like this and just go, "Oh yeah, it's Jason," and we're never the wiser. How are we to
Right.
know
Right.
what the
Right.
score? Because we didn't know. We didn't know how it was
Correct.
going. You know what
And
I mean?
that's something as well. With the forms tour that we did, that was something that was a little tough trying to figure that out. When do we say it? When if we should, if we shouldn't, that type of thing. And we went with, because the tradition was 3 rounds, that we didn't say it until the end. Because it was 3 rounds, and if say that person won the first 2, well, what was the point of the third, right? We want to keep it going, so we're gonna watch all 3 no matter what.
Right.
Yeah, so there's that. There is, with the forms and weapons one, we said the totals at the end of the first round. Sometimes we did on the second one, sometimes we didn't. Sometimes it just went right to, and we got the winner. So there's things like that, but we just got to get more, figured out, and that's part of it. But yeah, I mean, I think it is important knowing the score, and some had said they want to know who was second and third. I mean, you kind of can figure it out, but yeah, there'll be more growth on that. But I do feel like knowing the points and point fighting is key. All right, what did you have something else, or do we want to go into our let's see.
What I got for you?
Yes, let's do that after. Do you want to do predictions for Virtual Fight Tour this weekend?
Let's do the predictions. Let's go
Okay.
through. Let's make the predictions, and then
We'll do 'em
everybody.
fast.
I got a game for Jeff.
Oh,
you guys are
God.
going to want to listen to this one. Everybody else can participate as well, but we'll do the predictions first.
You may kill me. All right.
I don't know, man. You're going to like this.
Okay,
Okay, let's go
so
through
first
Virtual Fight
one,
Tour
we
4.
have Brianna versus Hope.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Hope. I've known Hope for years. She's grown up in my area. I've seen her grow and become a great competitor, and now she's in a group, like a team, where she has people to train with that will take her to the next level as well. So
Word.
I'm going to pick her.
You know what? I'm going back and forth on this one, and I think Brianna's got enough like size to her that she could push Hope a little bit to the point where I think she could win. What I hope is that she doesn't get that. I hope neither one of them just gets heavy and tired.
No.
Heavy on their feet, meaning heavy and
Right.
tired. But all right, to go against you, I'm gonna go with Brianna. All right, yeah,
Yep.
Mike is going with Brianna too. All right, Brianna, I'm going
All right,
with Brianna.
so the next one is Jarrell Dawson versus Christian Rivas, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you go first.
I'm going with my head, not my heart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Christian. And here's the thing, Christian's the better fighter. I like Jarrell.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
it. And that's why I say I don't like Christian. I really like Christian.
Right.
I
I
actually
don't
went
know
up-
Christian, but yeah, I've known Jarrell forever. So
Oh, I'm blanking right now. Tell me, do you know the coach of Legend? Oh gosh, why is it blanking?
Louis, yeah. How did I
Anyway,
just, yeah.
point is, a few years back, I went up and I was like, I tapped him on the
Tony,
shoulder.
yeah, Tony Hunsami.
There you go. Okay, a
Yeah.
few years back, I'm like, yo, who is this guy?
Right.
And he's like, oh, this is Christian, so and so. This is probably like, this might be more than that. It might be like 3-4 years ago. I was like, this kid is something. You got something here. And he goes, oh, thank you. You know, it's a classic thing. And I'm like,
Right.
I know you see it, but I mean, I have no reason to tell you that. I have no ulterior motive whatsoever. It's not like I have a team that I could like, oh, hey, I have a tournament, say, oh, your guy's good. Why don't you come to my tournament?
Yeah, why don't you come?
No reason to tell you this whatsoever other than I think you could have something special here. And I think he is.
Right.
I think that if Jarrell gets ahead on him with a decent amount of spread, I've seen Christian push the quit button. I've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I like Jarrell, so I want to pick Jarrell. I'm picking Christian. You were going to pick Jarrell anyway.
No, I'm kind of in the same thing. I mean, I remember watching. I've been seeing Christian, but I didn't really know exactly who he was. And then I saw him at WKC, like watching live, do that 18 to 21 open weight, and I was just really impressed with him as being kind of like the best of the young guys, you know. And so I feel like he's just at his element right now, and he's active. But I do think, and so I'm gonna go for him as the winner. But I think that if Jarrell pushes it and makes it a battle, like a scrap, like he's going to be in a better, you know, which.
Ooh, I disagree.
But I don't know. We'll see. So
I think Jarrell's best path to victory is a light front leg.
Light.
I think he's got to be that foot's got to be light, right? Like quick to pick up. It's got to be able to come a lot of different directions. I think a light front leg was a great path to victory for him.
But that doesn't mean that he's not going to hit hard just with a light front leg.
Oh, yeah.
The light front leg is setting up his hands, you know, is setting up everything else. I'm just saying, hey, he's a Dawson. He's going to hit hard. So.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Jarrell and I fought each other before. He's a really good fighter.
He is. All right. The next one is I'm having blanks right now on who's next.
Let me try and pull it up.
We both know. Well, I'm going to go with, of course, in the grappling match. We kind of know who we're going to go with on that one, right?
Oh yeah, I'm going with Chris.
I'm going with Chris.
I don't know.
I'm going with Chris.
I don't know who the other guy is.
On that one. There's another. Oh, Mel Ortiz versus Teresa. So that's the next one. Yeah, and so.
Do you know
who? I've seen both of them fight. Teresa's fought in my tournament several times. You know, she's done well against someone like a Katie Lacey, which is a different fighter. She's done well in up north. She competes a bunch. This is a real difference in size. You know, so you have a heavier fighter versus a real a super lightweight fighter. So it's going to be different. What's her name?
Teresa what? Teresa.
I can't say her whole last name.
Teresa Reese. We're going to leave it at that.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm going to go with her, actually. I feel like she's going to squeak it out. But again, just like what Travis and Chris said, this fight is going to be a real strategic one. It's going to be real different. And in the cage, I think it's going to because Mel is one that likes to kind of hold back and stay on the edge of the ring. A lot of times you see her, especially lately, when we've seen her fight. So I don't know how that's going to help or hurt her. So
I think this helps. I think this is perfect for Mel. I think because Mel, I don't think I've ever seen like Mel gassed. I don't think I've ever seen Mel like dead dog tired. I haven't seen that a lot. So I think 3 rounds, I think Mel is going to be just fine. Oh, here we are. Yeah, this is the matchup. All right. I think this is perfect for Mel. Mel's going to win this fight.
All right. Our next one. So we have Yoksar versus Jason, right? That's the next one. So again, this is a tough one. Again, I'm kind of with my heart and my mind. I've been really impressed with Yoksar and how he's doing. But and also Jason just had three different fights last weekend. He got hit pretty good by Jack, but I'm gonna go with Jason because again, he's showing that I think he's in maybe his best shape. He's able to do it. He's motivated, and he's got something to prove. So if he's going out there and saying he's going to do this and he's going to do that, I feel like Jason's going to do that. When usually he talks and does that, he makes it happen. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna go with Jason, but this matchup, I could see this being a little bit of trouble for him. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, when Jason first fights somebody, he like for the first time, he'll typically blow him out of the water, or there'll be a tough match for him. With a match like this, I mean, look at what we're looking at right now. All right, they're both same age, both close to the same size. Yoksar is a little bit heavier because Yoksar is a half a foot taller than him. Right?
Yeah, I don't think that's correct though. Remember they talked about
I don't think it's correct either, but
it's not.
I thought he was like 6'4",
he's like 6'1". Yeah, 6'1", 6'2". So he's around that.
If he's actually 6'4", I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Jason. There's no way I'm not going with Jason.
Right.
All right. Now here's the thing. Yoksar wins. Yoksar, if he wins, I'm gonna eat every bit of crow there is because I picked against him when El Java fought him, and I said there's no way El Java doesn't win, and El Java didn't win. And we're gonna do the same thing here. There's no way Jason doesn't win. If Yoskar wins, I might get a Yoskar jersey and wear that as well. But I'm not picking Yoskar right now. I'm picking Jason Borelli. I'm gonna have to, man.
Yeah. All right. And the final is Team All Stars versus Team Top 10, and it's going to be Jack instead of Robbie. And so I think that changes everything with it. I
don't. How does this go again? Is it tag? How does this go? Oh no! That's right.
No.
They picked the matchup. That's right.
Do you ever pay attention? Do you pay attention?
I do.
Come on.
I pay attention. I just forgot. I forgot how they talk about that.
So yeah, they're gonna have to fight each other. Everyone's gonna fight everyone. So
everybody's gonna fight everybody.
Yeah.
I don't see a scenario where whoever has to fight back to back. Somebody's gonna have to fight back to back, right? It's just the way it has to happen.
It has to happen. Yeah.
I don't see that person being so dead dog tired. The only way I feel that to be like a mismatch is if that person was really getting blown out. Right. And then you can just kind of use that momentum. But I'm going with All Stars.
Yeah. I just see
everything.
I feel like with Jack coming in, it changes it. I mean, I still think with Robbie, they had a good shot. It adds different matchups with the height and things, you know what I mean? So with Jack, it kind of equals it out a little bit. And just you're talking about right now, when you really think about who's on the best streak right now and just wins, it's Jack, in all these things that we've been seeing, And then the other person who's been as active in winning live tournaments is Kevin. So you got these guys staying active and going. So, but I'm interested in seeing how we've seen Tyreek in this. We haven't seen Troy in this yet. So interested to see how this goes.
Isn't this kind of what Troy does though? Troy will just kind of sit back for like a year and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. Troy Benz is here. And you haven't seen him in like a year or two. Yeah. And he'll win the whole dang tournament.
Yeah, you went on like, what was that, 3-tournament streak of winning grands or whatever? Like
and then 2 years ago? And then you don't see him.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he'll just pop back up, like I mentioned, like a year or two later. He'll just win the whole tournament. And you'd be wondering, like, oh yeah, what's this guy up to? Is he still training? Is he still want to compete? Yeah. Is he done? Oh no, he just beat everybody. Oh, okay, never mind then. All right. That's so we've seen that be totally possible. And what I like about Troy and Kevin are very similar because you can't pin down they are this type of fighter. You can't
Right.
really pin them down to
True.
that type of thing. All right. They're extremely versatile. All right. They're extremely versatile. They can do everything. They can hit. Their movement's great. Their footwork's great. They're both really fast. They can kick
They
extremely
can
well.
kick. Yep.
They both can blitz, both with the rear hand first or with the front hand first. They can do it all.
Right.
So you can't really pin them down to one type of style. They're great, man. I wish in my
And
career
I
I
think
would
they
have had a
fought.
fight against Troy. That
Didn't
would
they
have been a fun
fight?
fight.
I think they fought this year at Irish Open in their division. I think that's. I think Kevin beat Troy in that one. I believe. I remember. For some reason, I remember that. It might have been different, but. All right. So yeah. So we're kind of similar on this one. Oh yeah. I didn't even brag. I'm so humble. I just forget to brag. But yeah, I won the R thing like 3-1. So again, Jeff Doss beats Alex in our prediction. So
Whatever.
yeah. So
We're talking about for the Virtual Forms Tour. I know.
for the Virtual Forms Tour. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stop doing picks. We may have to stop doing these shows because.
It's whatever. I told you
All right.
guys. I tried mentioning this a while back. Like, if you want
I
to make
know.
some money,
Well, we
just
need to
bet
start
on whoever
we
I
need to
pick
start
against.
putting the money up.
Somebody
All
can
right.
do that.
All
I
right.
got a little game, everybody.
Oh, man.
And I tell you what, this is a fun thing to do. I started thinking about this. I got pretty much all my Christmas gifts. They're all bought. They're already done. All right. I think the last one, geez, might be on my front step right now that I think about it. It's either here or it's coming tomorrow. One of the things. And that's it. Everything's done.
Nice.
And I bought almost everything on Amazon. So I started thinking, can you buy everything on Amazon? So, Jeff,
Uh-oh.
I got a question. I got a list of things. And the question is, can you buy this on Amazon?
Okay.
All right. And you
All
have
right.
to answer, yes, you can buy this on Amazon, or no, you cannot buy this on Amazon. Okay.
Okay.
And a lot of these they're all very obscure. Okay. So a bottle of Remy Martin, all right, alcohol. Can you buy that on Amazon?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
All right.
That was alarming to me because I started thinking about that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not advocating for this. And I just kind of saw a loophole there. I'm like,
wait a minute.
is that just the way to have underage drink? And not, you didn't have to go stand outside a liquor store. You could literally have it ordered and sent to you.
Sent to you.
Sent to your house. And I tried to buy it. Yeah, put it in the cart and everything. Everything was good to go. I'm like, get out of here. So you can do that. All right. Elephant tusks. Real elephant tusks. Can you buy this on Amazon?
I want to say yes, but no.
Yes, you can buy elephant tusks. Real elephant tusks on Amazon.
I feel like that doesn't seem right.
No, it's pretty illegal.
Yeah. Wow.
An NBA championship ring. Can you buy this on Amazon?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
All right. A bag of human blood.
Oh my God.
Can you buy this on Amazon? I want to hear what everybody else says too. You guys can vote in too.
Yeah, they are. They're saying stuff.
I can't see it right now.
I want to say no.
No, you cannot.
All right. Thank God. Thank God.
I'm
not sure what that was.
Can you buy breast milk on Amazon?
Seriously.
Can you buy
Blood and breast milk. Blood and breast milk.
Can you buy breast milk on Amazon?
Yes.
Not on Amazon, but there is a dark web. I know that where you can get it. On the black market, you can get that. That stuff goes for a huge amount. Like a stupid amount.
This is crazy.
That's what people do. Like bodybuilders buy it.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that.
Yeah.
All right.
Ephedrine. Can you buy ephedrine on Amazon?
Yes.
Yes. As illegal as it is, you can buy it on Amazon.
Yep.
Here's where it gets fun. Shihan karate gear. Can you buy Shihan karate gear on Amazon?
Yeah, someone's got it on there that they sold it.
No.
What?
Cannot buy it on Amazon.
Wow. Okay. That's a weird one.
Gold grills for your teeth.
Yes.
Yes, you can buy that on Amazon.
Yes. Yes.
Can you buy a German Shepherd
On Amazon?
on Amazon?
No.
Can you buy a
No.
German Shepherd?
No.
No, you cannot.
Oh, thank God.
Can you buy a pallet of bricks?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Can you buy a real Christmas tree? A real Christmas tree.
On Amazon? No.
No, you cannot.
All right. Cool.
Can you get a Lou Malnati's pizza? Jeff, do you not
yes.
know about Lou Malnati's pizza?
No. I know, man.
All right, everybody from Chicago just sighed right there. It's the greatest pizza you ever gonna have. All right, it's the greatest. It's the greatest. I don't care what nobody says.
What did
All
I
right?
say? What did I say? No.
I don't know. I'm asking you right now.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
All right.
You can get a Lou Malnati's pizza. It's a little overpriced on there, I will say, but you can
Yeah.
get it. Can you get a Ring Star sparring shoe on Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Can you get G-Force weapons on Amazon?
No.
No, you cannot. You've been pretty good. Can you get Oh, Brett, man, I'm telling you, bring yourself to Chicago. You know what? You can get it on Amazon, Brett. Have it sent to you. That's what I'm talking about, Drew. Yes, Chicago.
How does that
I
work?
just had
So it's like frozen pizza or something they send to you, I guess.
you can get it. It's actually pretty slick. My buddy Troy Sexton,
No, I
he
know
was
some of
telling
those
me
are good. Yeah.
he can get it, and he had it sent to his house like the same day.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Hey,
It comes
that's
frozen.
great.
It's like same
Yeah.
day. It's fantastic. Eagle feathers. Can you get eagle feathers?
You should not be able to. But yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Can you get a 12 gauge shotgun?
yes.
No, you
Okay.
cannot.
All right,
You cannot get a 12 gauge shotgun on Amazon.
I figured they
Can
found a
you
way.
get alligator eggs?
No.
No, you cannot. Can you get a SAP point fighting uniform on Amazon?
Nope.
No, you cannot.
All right.
Can you get the original movie script to Jaws on Amazon?
Yes.
You can.
Yep.
Yes, you can. How is
Hey.
an interesting one?
That may be a good present. I'm gonna get on there right now.
I mean, maybe you might have to really love Jaws, right? That's a pretty
Wow.
good one.
That
All
was
right,
fun.
did you dig that
was
game?
Fun.
That was a
yeah,
fun.
all right, that
I
was
told
fun.
you he was
I
gonna
didn't
like
know
it.
where this was going. All right, that was fun. All right,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
get
you
into
like
our
it now.
videos, and then we'll wrap up with some hot takes on
Oh my
what's
gosh.
going on next. Oh, and getting everyone excited for next week's episode. It's going to be interesting.
I can't even wait.
All right, director, do you have our videos? Da-da-da-da.
And the director back there.
He is. Oh, see,
Oh,
you
okay.
can't see.
No, I can't see.
All right.
That's
so
all right. These ones
he's
are good.
get-
I'm not even
he's
sure
getting
which
it
ones are
set
going
up.
to come out. We got a few of them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it should
So
be
it's going
good.
to be good.
Yeah, I didn't see the ones that you put out though. Whatever, I'm going to be surprised.
I think I only put one out, but all right,
That's
he's
good.
getting it set up. It's not popping up yet. Oh, here we go.
All right, here we go now.
All right, so here
What
we go.
in
got
the
a
world?
soft style tournament. We got the monkey style with the staff, and they kind of made it all super fast, right? And this dude starts out like the
It's just
monkey.
like,
He does this crazy flip, and it kind of looks like it's going backwards. So I don't know. It's so,
I'm not quite sure.
outlandish
He
and
it might be
crazy.
going that direction.
and look how high he threw it up.
This would be a
And
fun
he-
tournament to watch, but he stands on it.
He stands on it.
He balances
flips
with it
over
on his
It's
stomach.
like a pogo stick. It's crazy. So I'd love to see
This
more of
is
this. I've only seen a couple times of someone doing a real monkey style staff form like this at tournaments.
This
Would
is
love to see
amazing.
more of that. Yeah, it's
You know
it's
what?
pretty awesome.
Anybody who's got some more information on competitions like this, let me know. I would love to be on the know about this stuff.
So Singal competes at a lot of these now. That's what he does now.
Yeah.
So, and he puts up a lot of stuff with his students and everything. So, and he's in Ohio.
My goodness.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one. That was fun.
That was good.
I'm trying to remember what this one was. Oh, you know what? I didn't send one to Travis. The one I sent it just to you, but that's okay.
That's fine. All right.
Here we go.
If there's another...
He said, I bet you Rashad can do it if you give him a month. Probably so.
Look, now this is something
All right.
else.
This is
Check
this is
like a celebratory.
Yeah, this is how you get your next belt in BJJ and grappling and jiu-jitsu.
Look at this. They take their belts, and as he walks through, it's like a gauntlet of people just smashing them with their belts. Pow,
and his
pow,
uniform is soaking wet with sweat.
And they're just whipping them. This is like a congratulations.
Yep.
Have you ever done anything like this?
Not jiu-jitsu way. No, I mean, have I done stuff like that?
Like when it's like, oh, here, congratulations. Let me kick your ass.
Yeah.
mean,
we do the pain stick. So we have a bamboo stick
what?
that is split, and it's really for breaking training. A lot of the breakers do it, and
damn, look at that. So, he's just getting this is voluntarily, just like, I'm not even gonna do this. Is not self-defense because I'm just gonna let you hit. Think about that. Isn't that a little messed up in the head? We're gonna train for self-defense, but now I want you to walk and just stand here and let me beat you. Don't do anything. Just let me beat you.
It's mental. It's just it's like a.
I know, man.
It's like getting into fraternity or something. So, but
I don't know.
Brett was saying that's what Rory Bratter did after the NBL. He was talking about the wushu tournaments and styles, and yeah, he did. He was a U.S. National champion, and he won several times. So yeah, and he actually listens to the show as well. So thanks for listening, Rory.
Dope.
All right.
Next week.
So next week,
man,
get ready, guys.
I can't wait. So Jeff and I got outed today. It was today, right? Or was it yesterday?
Oh, it was today. We did. Yeah. So
okay, so we got outed. If y'all were on Facebook and you saw, Jeff and I got memed. Right, by Sport Karate Memes. We got memed, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Yep.
So you've arrived when you've ended up on Sport Karate Memes somehow, some way, because it doesn't really put people on there. It's just like a meme, right?
Right.
And they're all hilarious. They're all accurate, but nobody knows who the heck this guy is.
So
I don't
next
even know
week,
who he is.
Next week,
I don't know who he is.
Sport Karate Memes.
He's going to be on the show. He's going to be on the show.
Sport Karate Memes is going to be on the show. So we're going to have an interview with Sport Karate Memes and get ready for who knows what. All right. Maybe you'll finally figure out who it is. We will hear, what his big beef is, why he hates the ATA so much, why he hates intros, all kinds of stuff. We're gonna get just behind
you know what though? There's some things
it's gonna
I
be
agree
great.
with him though.
Oh no, I knew
intro's got to go.
Well, of course. That's why we all fought. He wouldn't have as many followers and shares if he didn't agree with what he said. So,
but he's so dang funny the way he goes about
it's
it.
Funny.
It's
so
funny.
Dang
funny.
So yeah.
Go right now. Follow his page. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Lauren is saying, is he going to have a Sia wig? I don't know what a Sia wig is.
I don't know. We will see.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, he isn't going to do it from a black screen, is he? Oh, who knows? I don't know.
I don't even know. This is the thing. I don't even know who the guy is.
Yeah, we don't know him.
I don't know him at all. I can't hold stuff back. So it's not like, oh, I know him, but I'm just playing. I don't know how to do that.
Right.
I actually do not know who this person is, but he's going to be on the show. This is going to be madness. This is going to be wild.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. Hopefully this will be like that Home Improvement episode where we thought that we're going to find out who Wilson was. Like you see Wilson's face finally.
Yes.
This is what it's going to be like. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great way for us to end the year and to celebrate Christmas. As next week is our year, our one right before. And Yeah, man. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun.
We're going to do that show is going to go on Tuesday night, the 22nd.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
So the
be a
podcast
little
will
different.
air on Wednesday, the 23rd.
Live show will be Tuesday.
Live show will be Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Or are we going to push it back a little later than that?
No, 9 p.m. Eastern.
We're gonna
Yep.
do same time. All right, yeah, we're
Yep.
gonna do same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday night, the 22nd. Man, Christmas is already
Yep.
next week. Can you
I
believe it?
know. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be 37.
Happy early birthday to you, man.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Oh man.
All right,
But
everybody.
yeah, so
since I was
yeah. Go.
horrible opening the show, hopefully I can do a good job ending the show.
Oh man.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm